Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. So today I have a little something different going on. I'm at home, my husband's at home. We're all at home because we can't leave. So what we're gonna do today is color my hair. As you can see, I have pretty bad roots. My hair appointment was actually for the day before California went under official shutdown or like shelter in place. And so I didn't get it done. So I was already due. It's been a couple weeks since then. And now we have another 4 weeks to go. I didn't want to do it myself, but luckily I am a hairstylist. I have colored hair for almost 16 years. So I do know what I'm doing. And also my husband back there, he's going to help me. Because although he hasn't colored hair in about 8 or 10 years. He does know how to do it. Now, this is kind of one of those situations that needs to be thought through. Yeah, baby, come here. Don't approach it lightly, especially if you are doing a blonde touch-up. But it's something that you can definitely talk to your stylist about. I know a lot of stylists who are making color kits to drop off at their clients' homes, who are, doing everything they can to help make sure that you can get the best out of this situation. It's not ideal for anyone. I know I would rather go relax, sit in a chair and have my hair done, but that's just not an option. Yeah, baby. So that's not what's happening. So I've decided that since I do know how to do this, and since my husband can help and he knows.
We're gonna go out there.
Okay. I'm just gonna go for it. Actually, we're gonna go for it as soon as we put her down for her nap, which is coming up in a couple minutes. Okay, you guys, so we are going to start in the back. I'm gonna have Andrew start doing the back section because it is the hardest part. Obviously, I would have to like finagle mirrors and stuff to get back there. So he's gonna start in the back. We're using a blue powder bleach and I don't have a lot of stuff at home, so there's no Olaplex going in. I do have some for after, but right now we're going kind of raw just with some powder bleach. But, we're in a weird situation, so this is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna sit and he's gonna start on the back. We are starting in the bottom in the nape, being that this is going to take a little longer than it would in the salon. We're starting with the area of the hair that takes the longest to process or to lift. Super thin sections so that we get full saturation.
I'm supposed to do these thin?
Yes, sir. Because otherwise I will look like a cheetah. How thin are you doing it?
Thin enough that I can see that it's wet all the way through.
Okay. If you are going to try to do your hair at home, which I said this before, it's not ideal. Not just because it's harder, but it doesn't typically turn out as well. You don't get to relax while you're getting your hair done. There's so many reasons, but we're all in such a weird situation right now. So if you're going to be doing that at home, hopefully you have somebody who can help you. Now, if you're like doing a solid color touch up on like gray hair, there's less pressure, I would say, because it's not as harsh of a color change. Bleach is a lot harder on the hair, so we have to be careful not to overlap or anything. And processing times are more sensitive and all that. But if you have someone at home with you who can help, that would be really awesome. And if you don't, you can always keep in mind that you can do maybe just your part line or your hairline in the front. If you part your hair in the same place every day, that way you look colored, but you don't have to stress about getting all the areas that are really hard to reach.
Yeah, and if you do part your hair differently every day, then just stop doing that for a while. Part it in the same spot, right in the one place where you put color.
Right, yeah, unless if you feel confident in being able to reach your whole head or maybe the whole top half of your head, maybe don't do pigtails.
What do I do if I get bleach everywhere?
Just wipe it. It's all right. It's all right. Do you want a wipey? Are you stressing?
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm disarming a bomb.
Okay, don't stress.
Okay, it's good. It's alright, there's nothing to see there. I was looking at my audio level.
I remember one time years ago, I had my mom help me do my color. This was like so long ago. It seems so easy when you do it every day for years and years. And then, so I was like, Mom, just all you have to do is part it, put the color on, part it, put the color. And it took like 5 times longer than it would have taken me to put on a client. And I was like, how is it taking you so long? You just don't realize like how like careful you have to be, how much time it takes when you're not used to doing it. But it's okay. We have like 2 hours until the baby wakes up.
This is a lot easier to do up here higher. Mm-hmm. Down at the bottom it was like really hard.
Yeah, because my neck goes like that, right? Like the waviness of the...
The density was kind of weird. It was harder to get straight parts.
Yeah, it's always easier on higher on the head. I have Moana stuck in my head.
I always have Moana stuck in my head. You know what's weird is that crab song. Like, I don't know if there's a chord progression in there or something that always takes me to this other song, but I go from having the crab song stuck in my head to having Stone Temple Pilots stuck in my head.
Really?
Yeah. Like, there's a Stone Temple Pilots song that must have like a similar tone or structure or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'll start off with the crab verse and finish a Stone Temple Pilots verse.
Yeah.
And I go, wait a minute, brain. That's not right.
Okay, I keep doing that with Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. I keep singing Be Our Guest, and then it turns into like when they're on the red or on the flying carpet.
What's up?
Oh, there you are.
Want me to stop?
No, I wanted to touch you. Okay, every time the baby's asleep at night, I'm like, I want to watch something good that I enjoy. No more Disney movies.
And then put on a Disney movie?
Well, and then I'm like, well, what is that? What is that I want to watch? How close are you getting to the line? Are you like touching the blonde?
Just barely touching it.
Okay. You have to.
As little as I can get away with.
You have to touch it, otherwise you could get little dark spots. It's starting to itch.
Do you ever put sweet and low in it? It's a trick I remember from
2005. Yeah, I used to do that a long time ago. How's it going back there?
I just looked at your head and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much head left.
Well, and I always work slower when I talk. So like if clients are ever like, I really got to get out of here quick, I'm like, okay, I cannot talk to you or I will go slower.
Yeah, that's like whenever I have a client who is running late, like if they call or whatever and say, oh, I'm going to be 10-15 minutes late, I'll tell them, look, if you're 9 minutes late, I'll take you, but we're not talking during your haircut. But I let them know, like, I'm not going to skimp on your haircut quality, but I will skimp on our conversation, which is unfortunate because that's, you know, my favorite part of the job.
Mm-hmm. Let me know when you need more bleach. Imagine if I was like, okay, Andrew, I'm not going to go get my hair done anymore. You're going to do it for me. That would be awful.
No, I wouldn't do it.
When you did color, did you ever do solid blondes like this?
Not often.
You're doing that on purpose. You literally whipped my eye just now. Since you're jamming through it, do you want to do my top 2 or you want me to do it?
I want you to do it.
Okay. What if you had to start doing color like this again?
I mean, I guess I could learn it, but I wouldn't want to.
Would that be miserable?
Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy it. If I were tasked with having to learn to do hair color at this point, the first thing I would do is go like study up on other colorists and look at their work and try to develop that kind of understanding about what looks good and what doesn't look good. Because the technical thing's easy. I mean, I've already, by the end of doing half of your head now, I feel like I'm already faster.
You remembered, your muscle memory came back?
Yeah.
I was just going to say this in my scene hair. I'm going to wait till the very end to do the hairs around my hairline
Oh, the ones I'm doing right now? Oh, the front hairline.
The front hairline, because one, they're the most fragile, so I don't want them getting over processed. And two, they're so short because my hair got so brittle while I was pregnant, and also all the hairs that fell out in the front while I was after having the baby. So it's like a hot mess. I'm not gonna risk it for a biscuit up there, basically. So those are gonna be done last so that they're not messed up. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Do you need gloves?
No, I don't think I could work well with that.
I feel like you're really far away.
I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere.
No, like you're standing far away from my head.
I got a tripod leg between you and I.
Oh.
I also have longer arms than you, so...
Not by much. Okay, so he finished the back and the sides. Now I am going to tackle the front. He really didn't want to do it, and it was a labor of love that he even did it in the first place. So I'm going to do what I can and get these top roots right here. And I'm intentionally not getting these right now because I'm going to get those at the end. I just want to make sure they don't get over processed because everything around my hairline is super delicate. You want to make sure not to take too thick of sections because then you can miss spots and not everything gets saturated as well. You can notice that when I pull it over, the backside is already wet and has product on it, which means that I'm thoroughly saturating. And once my whole head is covered, I'm going to go back around and have Andrew check the back too to make sure that everything is processing evenly. And that there's no missed spots or dry spots, because if you don't check that, then you can end up looking like a cheetah and having orange spots, or just if you're covering gray, you can end up with a gray patch. There's always an easy side and a hard side. The right was my easy side. Now I find myself like fumbling over the angles in which to part and do all that stuff. So one of the reasons I didn't want to wait, besides the fact that it just needed to be done, when you have blonde hair especially, you could start getting bands in your color. So there's a heat zone around your scalp where your scalp lets off heat and your hair processes quicker. And once your roots are longer than that heat zone, if you don't have something like foils, when you get your hair highlighted to conduct the heat evenly, you could get discoloration when the hair lightens. So if I waited much longer, I would have to start dealing with those bands where it would be really light by my scalp, and then the part closer to here would process darker, so I'd have more yellow. And that is something that's just kind of annoying to deal with. You have to do double processes, and it's just, if you can avoid it, it's better to avoid it. It's one of the reasons why stylists always say you should come back in 6 to 8 weeks if you're doing highlights or something like this, because it's not just because we want you back sooner, which we do. We, always like to see our clients, but it's because it's better for your hair so that you don't have uneven processing. Now, of course, that's not to scare any of you if you're blonde and you can't get to your stylist right now. They will be able to fix it. It's just so you know why they would say it on any normal day. Now that all the hair is covered, I'm going to go in last and get these I might still wait a little bit for those guys because they're so like delicate, like more than anything. If I could sing well, I would sing the Moana song right now. So I'm done applying it to everything, but I'm going to have Andrew go back through the back and double check and make sure that everything is fully saturated, especially because I'm using a powder bleach. It can dry out easily, and once it's dry, it's not processing anymore. So right now he's going through the back to double check to make sure everything is processing evenly and to get any spots that may have been missed.
And I have a lot to retouch here.
I'm sure you don't have a lot. You're doing so good, and I really appreciate it. I forget that after years of using bleach, my fingers don't really burn anymore.
Look left.
But he's not used to it, so his poor fingers are really burning. It turns your skin white if you leave bleach on it long enough.
Have to go.
His fingers were really burning. He had to take off and wash his hands. Our timing is good because we were able to get all the color on while the baby's asleep and she's starting to fidget and wake up. So at least we got the hardest part done, and if we have to wait until she goes to bed tonight to tone, then that's what we'll do. I'll just walk around with some golden roots today. Okay, so these were done last, but they're also on the outside where all the air hits them, and they're already drying up. So I gotta keep those moist and keep them from drying, and once I'm done with this, I'm gonna put a cap on to keep it all from drying out. It's a new quarantine look. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's see up here. We did a check and it's looking really good, and we checked in the back too. So I'm going to go rinse it out, and this one is up from her nap. So I'm probably going to wait until we put her to bed tonight before I tone. So I'm going to jump in the shower and I'm going to rinse this out, and I'm going to put Olaplex number 2 on and leave that on for a while to make sure it's nice and conditioned before we tone. What is going on? You say hi? Oh, you're so sweet. So I rinsed my hair. I put the Olaplex number 2 on it and I left it on for a little while. So we just put her to bed and I re-wet my hair, and we're about to tone. So I'm going to be using a level 10 from Shade ZQ on the roots. It came up really well, so I'm happy with those results so far. Yeah, he did good. Now we got to get the toner on and get this warm golden yellow out of my hair. Just shoot a line across, boom, and then smudge it with your finger.
What's time? Oh. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is a good one. Okay, so toner's been on for about 20 minutes, I think, and it looks good to me. So I will go rinse this and I will blow dry it, and then I will show you how it looks in the end. We're just gonna sit there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all done. I just rinsed it and I blow dried it, and you can see it looks so good. He's look at him laying back there, relaxing like he had a long day of work.
I had to do one whole hair today.
He did one whole hair today, but he did such a good job. And I just have to say this, he does not like doing color. He does not like doing long hair. This is not an exaggeration. On any normal day, he would never want to do this, and especially not at home. He's all about working in the shop, in the salon, whatever. But he was so sweet because we're in such weird situation and it was just not possible to get my roots done. And he did such a good job and I'm so happy with it. As you can tell, it looks so good. He's like ready to get out of here and go eat and relax and stuff. But I am really happy with how this turned out. And I just want to throw this out there again. It's not necessarily something that I recommend for everyone, especially with a bleach retouch. Because we know what we're doing, it worked. If you're struggling, if you have a gray touch-up, even if you have a bleach touch-up, reach out to your stylist, reach out to whoever you get your hair done with and ask them if there's any way they can help you. I know a lot of people who are offering to mix up color and drop it off at their clients' homes. And I know that during this time where we're quarantined and we're stuck at home, any little thing that makes us feel better about our day, it's important to do. So if you are really struggling and your hair or your roots are just kind of bringing you down, you might want to check with your stylist because that might just be an option. It might not, but it's worth a question. It's worth an ask, and hopefully you guys figure out a solution. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, our little experiment at home with my husband coloring my hair. Honestly, it was really fun, but I can't wait to get back in the salon next time and sit and relax. Have it done like a normal appointment. But guys, let me know below if you have any questions, if you aren't sure how to approach your stylist, if there's anything that you would like help with, let me know. And I would love to answer your questions. And guys, don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos because I have a new one out every Thursday and I do not want you guys to miss it.